Boker Or, Masechet, Bava Kamma Daf 98b. We are on the two dots, which are 9 lines down. Right? We're talking about now chametz. If somebody stole chametz and then avar alav Pesach, right? So Melo, you can just tell him, here's your chametz. Why? Because remember, chametz, you're not allowed to benefit on Pesach. So somebody stole the chametz, and now it passes Pesach. Now a surbana, you're not allowed to benefit from it anymore. Right? So what do? This is yours. And you just give it back. Says the Gemara, Mantana Omrin, right? Isuriana Hareshel Chalefanecha. Who's the Tana that says by, right? Isurim Hareshel Chalefanecha. So Amar of Chasta says of Chasta, Rabbi Yaakov he. So Yaakov. The Tanya, as we learned in a Braita, Shor Shemit Ad Shelo Nigmar Dino, an animal that comes and kills a human being. Okay? And it still was not the Gmar Din. Remember, the Gmar Din means that they had the verdict. Right? So he says, Mecharo, if he sells it, Machur, it's going to be sold. Hekdisho, if he makes it Ekdesh, consecrated, Mugdash. Shechato, if he slaughters it, Besaro Mutar, you're allowed to eat it, you're allowed to benefit from it. Vechziro, Shomel Balav, Mugzar, and if he gave it back, it's going to be given back. Misha Nigmar Dino, but once there's a Gmar Din, there's a verdict on the animal that they have to kill the animal. Mecharo, if he sells it, and Machur, it's not going to be sold. Hekdisho, if he made it Ekdesh, and Mugdash, it's not going to be Mugdash, it's not going to be consecrated. Shechato, if he slaughters it, Besaro Asur, you're not allowed to benefit from the meat. If he gave it back to its owners, and Muksar, it's not considered returned. Rabbi Yaakov comes and he says, even after the verdict, if he comes and he gives it back to the owners, it's considered that he gave it back. Yeah? Okay. My love. Beha kamipalge. He says that's not the machlok between them. The Rabbi Yaakov savar, the Rabbi Yaakov holds omrim bisurei hanaa haresh shelcha lefanecha, that we do say by isurei hanaa haresh shelcha lefanecha, and the rabbis hold en omrim bisurei hanaa haresh shelcha lefanecha. One more time, everyone knows what is isurei hanaa? Something which you're not allowed to benefit from it. So an animal that kills and is supposed to be killed, you're not allowed to benefit from it. That's called isurei hanaa. Chametz shavar alav Pesach, asur banaa. You're not allowed to benefit from chametz after Pesach, right? That means basically, if you have chametz and the sale was not properly done, asur banaa, you're not allowed to benefit from it. So these are called isurei hanaa, prohibitions of benefiting, right? So the question is, these isurei hanaa, the question is, can you say haresh shelcha lefanecha? No. Yeah, fine. So it says the Gemara, okay. Elmaleh Rabbi comes and he says, no, that's not the machloka between them. Because according to everybody, we're going to say isurei hanaa haresh shelcha lefanecha. Dimken, but if so, niflegu bechametz pesach. Right? Why don't we actually just say that that's a machloket by chametz pesach? And since we don't say that it's also a machloket by chametz pesach, it's not the same thing. Elamar Rabba, but rather Rabba says, Hacha begomrin dino shel shor shelo b'fana kamipalgeh. There's a machloket. Can you have a gemar din not in front of the shor or not? Meaning like this: the shor comes and kills. We're going to come and take it to court, and then we're going to testify with the two witnesses, and then we want to kill it. Okay? What happens if the shor is not here? What? The ox is not here. Yeah? So therefore there's a machloket. Rabbanan Savri, the rabbis hold, en gomrin dino shel shor shelo b'fanav. You cannot make a gemar din, a verdict on the ox, unless the ox is here. The ox has to be present. You know why he has to be present? No, sure. Yeah? Because if he wants to object, he has to say it. He has to say it. Yeah? The Elmaleh, because he could say, Iaitite nihale hava marikna le leagma. Okay, what does that mean? If you would have brought the shor, I would have been mavriach oto la'agam, and therefore they wouldn't have been able to do anything. But now you gave it in the hands of somebody that I could not stand against it, which means you went and you brought the shor to the bedim. So because of that, you caused that now we have to kill the shor. Why? You have to bring the according to the shita, you need the shor to be there in order to kill the shor. So therefore, if you came and you brought the shor to Bedin, you caused me to have the shor killed. Because I could have just went and thrown it in the swamp, and then that's it. Okay? צדיק ח' עמוד ב'. הרב בצדיק ח'. עשינו אתמול. אתמול אחרי שחרית עשינו צדיק ח' כבודו, אבל רק עשינו עמוד א', אז עכשיו אנחנו גומרים עמוד ב'. יש בעיה באינטרנט, I don't know what's going on with the internet. אז עכשיו בצדיק ח' עמוד ב' אנחנו? צדיק ח' עמוד ב'. אנחנו התחלנו עם נקודותיים היום, שזה כאילו דף חדש, 9 שורות למטה, כן, מתי שזה נהיה גדול, כן, ואז עכשיו אנחנו באמצע. Okay? Fine. So I don't know what's going on with the internet. There's a big problem with the internet. It's not recording properly. I don't know what's going on. Welcome to the net. Well, let's continue. So the Gemara says, Yaakov Savar, Rabbi Yaakov holds, Gomrin Dino shel shor shelo befanav. We are going to make a Gemar Din of the shore not in front of him. The Elmaleh, we're going to say, my Avdile. Right? What did I do to the shore? Anyway, they would have done the Gemar Din even if it wasn't in front of him. Shelo befanav. So Ashkeche Rav Chasta le Rabbi Bar Shmuel. So they found Rav Chasta to Rabbi Bar Shmuel. V'amarle, and he says, Tanit midi b'yisurei hana'ah. Did we actually teach the halacha of yisurei hana'ah? Amaleh, he says, yes. Tanina, we actually learned it. Ve'yeshivet ha'gezelah matom ulomar asher gazal. When it says Veshivet Gazela, you have to give back that which you stole. What does Asher Gazal mean? So he says, Yachzir Ke'en Shegazal. You have to give back that which you like what you stole. Mikan Amru, and for there we say, Gazal Matbea v'nifsal, Perot v'irkivu, Yain v'chmitz, Trumot v'nitmet, Chametz v'alav v'pesach, Bema v'nevda ba'avera, V'shor shelo nigmar dino, Melo aresh shechala fanecha. From here, from the Pasuk Veshivet Gazela Asher Gazal, you have to give back that which you stole. Like the way that it's stole. What does that mean? From here we learn that if you stole a coin and then it became pasul, you can't use the coins anymore. You stole the dollar bill and now they say, no, it's not a currency anymore. Or fruit became rotten. Wine became chometz, became vinegar. Trumot became tameh. Chametz, and it passed Pesach. An animal, and it was done an avirah with it. A shore, and even if it was not going to be nigmar dino, you could just say, take it back. Right? Ma shametle de amar. So who's the one that says that shelo nigmar dino im mishenigmar dino lo? So he says it's Rabbanan. The Ketanya we learned chametz avar alav pesach omer lo aresh shelcha lefanecha. So therefore you see from here that chametz avar alav pesach, chametz that it passed Pesach, you could just say this is yours. So imagine somebody steals from you a piece of bread from before Pesach. It passes Pesach. The next week he comes and says, here's your bread. Okay, thank you. So Amalei, he says, he says, if you're going to find this b'nei yeshiva, don't tell them anything. Don't tell them this braita. Perot v'irkivu omer lo aresh shelcha lefanecha v'atram. We learned perot v'irkivu, you have to pay keshat ha'gezela just like the time he stole. Amar Papa, you're right. We're talking about everything that became nirkav or only a few of them. If it was everything, right, so therefore, he comes and he says, if it's going to be that you could actually give them back, it's only if a few of them went bad. But if all the fruits went bad, you can't give it back. Which makes sense. Okay? Mishnah. Mishnah on Tzadichet Amud Bet. Okay? Says the Mishnah. Natan leumanin letaken vekilkilu. Imagine right now you take something to the tailor and they destroy it. It's not only the tailor, it's any uman. You take it to a craftsman and you took whatever it was and they destroyed it. It happens many times. Right? Chayavim l'shalem. They're obligated to pay. Yeah, they're obligated to pay. Not yeah, you took your car to a mechanic and he destroyed your car, he has to pay for it. Right? It's obvious. Yeah, common sense. Yeah, anything. Lav davka mechanic. You took your utensil to a professional and they destroyed it, they have to pay. Yeah, it's pashut. It's alphabet. Fine. Natan lecharash shedat tovei migdal. If you give now to a nagar, a carpenter, a shedat tovei, right? So you went and you gave him a utensil in order, for example, shedat tovei migdal, right? Letaken v'kilkel chayav l'shalem. Habanai, right? What happens if you have a builder? Shekibel alav listor et hakol tov v'shiber et havanim, or shezik chayav l'shalem. You gave to a constructor. You come and you tell him, listen, take down this wall, but now you're going to have to put it down over. They won. They were taking. They broke. So what happens? They have to pay. Oh, all these things are obvious, right? But if he was coming and taking down this wall and then it fell somewhere else, he's going to be patur. But if it fell because of what you did, that you went and you hit and all that, you're going to be chayav. Okay? Says the Gemara. Masechet Amud Bet towards the bottom. Gemara. Amar Avasi says Avasi lo shanu ela she natan lecheresh shedat tovei migdal lin'od tzvayin masmer. We're talking about that you came and you gave to the cheresh shedat tovei migdal to put in a nail, and that's by masmer, and then you put in the nail and it broke it. But if you gave it to him to make a shedat tovei migdal, and he made a shedat tovei migdal, and then afterwards it broke, it's going to be patur. My time, what's the reasoning? Uman koneh b'shevach kli. There's a general rule that the uman he acquires with shevach kli. What does it mean shevach kli? Shevach kli means that when it appreciates in value, now it's his. So if he took a piece of wood and he started making a bookcase, so now it's his bookcase because he just acquired it when he came and he appreciated it. So if it broke, he's going to be patur. So as the Gemara Tnan, we learned on the Mishnah, what are you talking about? There it says that you're obligated to pay. Are we not talking about that you gave him wood and then he made a bookcase and you're still obligated to pay if he broke the bookcase? Says the Gemara, no, you gave him already the bookcase, or you gave him a closet, or like one of these, like furnitures. You gave it to him, and then he broke it. Then that's when he's going to be chayav. So says the Gemara, well, that which we learned in the Seifa, shedat tovei migdal miklal the reisha be'etzim. So tzmashma, the reisha was talking about pieces of wood. Amri, they said parushek and they're coming to explain it. Kate said, what's the case? He says natan le'umanim letaken v'kikulu chayvin l'shalem. He says, for example, he gave a charash, right? Shedat tovei migdal. The charash is going to be the nagar. Okay, and then he actually was mekalkel it. He destroyed it. So therefore, obviously, he's going to be paying for the damages that he just caused you. And it's also logical. If you're going to tell me at the beginning we're talking about etzim, so now that we're telling me that if you gave him wood, you're going to be obligated to pay, and we didn't say obviously you should pay. So says if it was because of that we wouldn't have said it, because Tana Seifa legaluyed reisha. The Seifa is teaching you, the latter part of the Mishnah is teaching you in the former part of the Mishnah. Shelo tomar, that don't say, Reisha shedat tovei migdal v'letzim lo. Don't tell me that if you gave him wood, he wouldn't have been chayav. So Tana Seifa shedat tovei migdal, so Mikal, the Reisha is talking about etzim, and still you're going to be chayav l'shalem. That means even if you gave him etzim, and then he came and he made it into a bookcase, and you're still going to be chayav. So he says, so why do we say there's a proof to another braita? It says, if you gave wool to somebody to dye the wool, and then he burnt it. He burnt the wool. They put it in the pot, they put all the dyes, and he burnt the wool. He has to pay for the wool. The Metzimro only has to pay for the wool, but the appreciation, he doesn't have to pay, right? Lava, we're not talking about that he came and he burnt it after it fell inside, that it actually went up in value. Which means that Uman acquires with a Shevach Kli. I'll give you an example. A piece of paper, is it worth much? No. A piece of paper is worth much? No. If you have a sofer that he writes a get, now is it worth? Yes. Now it's worth something. It's worth a lot of money now. Yeah, it's very expensive. You know what it is to write a get? It's very difficult. So therefore, there's a concept which is called uman koneh b'shevach kli, which means the craftsman, he acquires it when it appreciates the value. Beforehand, he had a piece of paper that you bought in the dollar store or whatever it is. Now you come and you write an entire get. Listen, this is valuable. You understand? So he acquires it. So therefore, there are some shitot that say that since he acquires it, he has to actually give it back to the husband, that he has to acquire it back from him. That he does a kinyan, he comes, he acquires it. Why? Because now it becomes if it belongs to the sofer, it has to belong to the husband when he gives the get to the wife. You understand? So that's the entire concept behind the Bezrat Hashem. Okay. Okay, we're going to do the Bikim Balacha now.